Hello, Professor. This is Jin and my topic is Google Earth implementation. In this presentation, I will still include 5 parts: objectives, plan, implementation, detail, future work, and the demo. Since I already mentioned part of this last time, so I will focus on what I did this week and take a quick view of everything. As what I mentioned last time, the purpose of the project is to visualize the task progress by urban search and rescue using the diorama system. And the specific objectives include showing markers and getting information from the server. And these 2 parts, as I mentioned, is already finished in last weeks. So in this week, what I did is to start to work with display animation. As you can see in the plan, I already finished the first 2 parts, and the third part, display animation, is almost finished. What I mean almost finished is that I finished the basic function of the animation, but I may well improve this during my next jobs. So the next week, what I will do is add a timeline, and during the process of adding the timeline, I may change the way to show the animation. That's what I think the third part is almost finished. As what I mentioned last time, showing markers and getting information has already been finished and presented last time. And during this week, what I did is to work with displaying the animation. The animation includes showing the movement of responders and patients, including the patient's triage and evacuate sequence. What I used is the Google Earth API, and the data got from the server has been processed, which will help me present the progress of responders and patients. The visualization part I will show detailedly in the demo part, which will show the movement of responders and patients, and the delay for each motion is proportional to the real time. As you can see in the picture, at this time, the 2 responders starts work, and then the triaged some patients and evacuated some patients to the specific place. And then after they finish the work, all the red, yellow, and green patients has been evacuated, and the dead patients has not been evacuated. Since my next week will start to work with showing a timeline in the animation, I may will also improve the animation part. Thank you. Now let's take a look at the demo. If I run the program in the server, it will start to download the Google Earth. Since the Google Earth is really big, it will take a lot of time. Now, as you can see, I already downloaded the Google Earth, and let's take a look at the animation. As you can see, there are 2 responders starts with their work. They gather together first. At this time, they are discussing about the task. So they stayed at the same place. As I mentioned, the time in the screen in the Google Earth is proportional to to the real time, to the time in reality. As you can see in the animation, the starts to evacuate to triage patients. The first one is the green one, and then the start to evacuate to triage other patients. As you can see in the Google Earth. And if you double click the Google Earth, you can take a really good view of the environment for each patient, which would be helpful for us to analyze the environment of the task. As you can see now, the start to evacuate the patients, and the first one is the red one is the first one who is being evacuated by the responder 21. And then they start to evacuate another patient. You might think the movement of responders and patients is not smooth, but this is all of the information I got from the server. So that's it. And then they start to evacuate the yellow patients, as you can see in the animation. And now they start to evacuate the green patient, but as you can see in the screen, this one yellow patient has not been evacuated, so the process is not right. And for now, they just examine the area to clear everyone. As you can see right here, all red, yellow, and green patients has been evacuated, but this dead patients has not been evacuated as what we planned. Thank you.